As you can see, I have a meal of rotini pasta with meat sauce, corn, ciabatta bread, and here's how I prepare it. First, I start off by adding my ground beef to the pot. I used 4 1-pound tubes of ground beef. Once I got it all in the pot, I chopped it down with the meat chopper and allowed it to brown. You can see here that I'm having a little hard time with a little flimsy meat chopper. I need to get me another one, a heavy duty one, but that's fine to use for now. Now that I've gotten my meat to the consistency that I want, I allow it to cook on high. And in the meantime, I already had added some water to a pot. I allowed it to come to almost a boil. I then added some pink Himalayan salt. I gave it a stir. And then I added my whole grain pasta, the whole grain rotini pasta. I then gave that a stir. Then while that was coming up to temperature and getting ready to start boiling, I added some sausage, or I cut up some sausage. I didn't know that I had more sausage, because if I did, I would have added more. But I added the little bit that I did have. It was one like a half of a link, so I cut that up into small pieces. And after I cut it up, I added it to the pot with the ground beef. Now that I've added the sausage with the ground beef, I'm going to stir it in and allow it to cook down. Give it some color, let it cook, and now I'm adding my corn to a pot. I start with adding some Kerrygold butter, some onion powder, Slap Your Mama seasoning, but this is the low sodium kind. I think I should have added the regular kind, but the corn was still good. I added some Badia Complete seasoning, some garlic powder, some black pepper, and some accent. That is probably my favorite seasoning out of my seasoning arsenal. And oh, I can't forget I added a pinch, well, a little bit more, like about a half a tablespoon of white sugar, to get the corn out, to bring out the sweetness of the corn, which it's already sweet, but I just added a little bit of sugar to bring out the sweetness even more. Here, you can see my noodles were boiling. Now, at this point, the meat is probably, I'd say it was all the way cooked through. I give it a stir. Then I proceed to strain it. My husband he helped me to strain all of the grease out of the pot, because I didn't want to add my sauce with all that grease. It wouldn't taste good. Now that I've strained the meat from the strainer into a bowl, not into the sink drainer, but into a bowl, I put my meat back in the pot. I add me some cut up onion and bell pepper blend. I know most people prefer fresh veggies, but I'm okay with the frozen bag veggies. I have no problem using that. It's convenient and it saves time. I give that a quick stir, and after I stir in the veggies and let it cook down a little bit, I proceeded to add in my spaghetti sauce. I use two different brands. Oh, before I added my spaghetti sauce, I seasoned the meat. You can see all of the things that I use to give my meat a good flavor. I also forgot to show that I added some chopped jalapenos in there. I always use that in my food. One, because my husband likes his food spicy. I don't mind the spicy, but I don't like it so spicy and pepper where I can't enjoy it. So as you can see here, I'm adding all of the seasonings, and throughout the process of me letting it cook down, I tasted it and I adjusted the seasoning as I needed. I added sugar, I added more accent, I added more complete seasoning, I added more I want to say slap your mama. I just season it to taste, and then after, while I was cooking, I added more seasoning because we like our food really, really seasoned, really, really seasoned. And I don't like to add a lot at the initial seasoning process because you you can add, but you can't take away, especially the salt. And I never use salt in my food. I use pepper, but I never use salt. I use accent, and I prefer that. So I have to, taste during each moment of cooking my food. As you can see here, I added two different sauces. I want to say Hunt's and Ragu, both meat sauces, the spaghetti meat sauce. I gave it a stir to making sure that I scrape the bottom of the pot because that's where those good bits are. Gives the food more flavor. So I made sure to scrape the pot to get all of that off of the bottom. And as you can see right here, I add some sugar. I know that may seem like a lot of sugar, but it's not. It did not make it sweet. That basically cuts the acidity from the tomato sauce. Some people don't think that sugar goes in their spaghetti or their tomato sauce. Hey, if you don't like it, don't add it. But personally, here at my house, we always add sugar because to me, it does not taste good without it. And it helps with the acidity because I do catch heartburn. Okay, as you can see here, I've added in my pasta. I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time I've ever used whole grain pasta. I wouldn't say I'm a fan of it. It wasn't bad. I think I just can taste the difference between regular pasta versus whole grain pasta. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I just probably wouldn't choose it again. Or maybe I'll choose some protein pasta. As you can see, my food is done. And this is over probably less than an hour, but my food is done. I'm plating up me a little taste. Here I'm adding the corn. I had some ciabatta bread in the air fryer for probably 7 or 8 minutes. And you could see here I'm giving it a taste, and it was really good. It was really good. I wouldn't say it was the best pasta and meat sauce that I'd ever made because I really make a good pasta and meat sauce. It wasn't the best, and I think it's probably because I didn't use the slap your mama or any seasoning with salt in it this time. And I can tell the difference, but I just don't like to use like just regular salt. So as you can see, this is my meal. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share on your social media platforms, I would truly, truly appreciate it. You have a blessed day. I love you with the love of Christ.